Oh, do I feel good today? What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. All of the odds here on the Early Edge provided by our incredible partners, the king of all sports books, BetMGM. You know, every day is a solid day here at the brand. Do not forget, later today, a very special 3 p.m. Eastern episode of our college football mega preview. It is championship week, the best playing the best, and we will break it all down with the best. Hashtag the crew in the business today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Turn on your notifications. Don't miss one single second of our incredible content. So with all that being said, let's bring in the stars of the show. Because on a Wednesday, I bring my absolute very best. And this is an embarrassment of riches. Look at this. Mikey B is here. Amags, looking all dapper, hair and everything, is here. Just south of London, England, the guru, Martin W. Green, is here. And then a man who late last night, if you went to bed in the first half, down 24 and screaming his name, you would act a fool this morning. Because they came all the way back from 24 down to win it with 15 seconds to go in the game. So, Sia Nejad, you, sir, light the beam this morning. Get our 15 seconds.
Yeah, Coach, it's not about my 15 seconds. It's not about the Sacramento Kings 15 seconds. It's about our Early Edge community. Listen, this morning there were so many people, and they said it on Twitter or X. They said, hey, I went to sleep. I wasn't super confident about my bet. It was halftime. The Kings were down 17. Well, everybody knows in the NBA, especially this part of the season, games don't start until the fourth quarter. And Malik Monk, with some lucky shots, I got to be honest, saved the day for us. Hit a shot with 7 seconds left. Steph Curry comes back down, misses a three-pointer that usually goes in. We end up winning. Listen, it's great. I actually just saw a tweet. Somebody won a $5,900 six-leg parlay, which, for the record, I would never recommend. And he cashed because the last leg on that ticket was the Kings money line. And again, I emphasized Kings money line yesterday because I didn't want to mess with the 1.5 that you could have gotten. Minus 1.5 is really what the line was. But I was able to get it at a certain book at minus 116 money line. Those money lines in these NBA games, closely contested in the fourth quarter, they're very important.
That is next level kind of stuff. Sometimes you say, man, does that 1.5 really matter? Yes, it does matter. And last night was a perfect example of that. So many great messages in the chat. So thank you all for tailing the counselor, Sia Nejad. But this is about the here and the now. So, gentlemen, I have sent you a task because we're changing the show up just a little bit. We want more interaction with the fans at home. Also, we're getting set for February. As you know, we are heading to TV. That's right. So this morning, there are 7 NBA games on the slate. Mikey B, I'm coming to you, big boy, and this is the one that you had to tackle. You could have any bet on the board or any lean on the board. Lakers. Oh, they just got ran. Worst loss in LeBron James's career. 44 points in Philadelphia. Now they travel to Detroit City. The line is 6.5. The total 229.5. How would you attack this game, sir?
Yeah, talk about a get-right opponent facing the Pistons, who are 2-15. They have lost 14 games in a row. Of those 14 losses, 12 of them came by at least 8 points. Now, LeBron James is questionable with a calf injury. It sounds like he's probably going to play. As long as he plays, I think the Lakers win this by double digits. So I take them to cover the 6.5.
All right, so Mikey B is taking the Lakers. Also, as I continue to tell you all the things we were changing with the show, we're trying something else new this morning. The guru, if you notice, he's not even looking at me. If you notice, he's not even paying attention to me. That's on purpose. Because if you have any questions for Martin W. Green, put them into the chat. He will answer them for you in real time as he's on the show. That's next level kind of stuff. Guru, thank you very much. Always taking care of the good people at home. Now, they still can't get used to the very dapper, handsome man we like to call Amags without the hat. But get used to it. The man looks amazing. Speaking of amazing, we have an amazing game tonight. The Sixers, who I just said blew out the Lakers. They're traveling to take on Zion. And when Zion is healthy, Amags, he is damn near unstoppable. This guy is turning into the player that we all thought he could be. So according to BetMGM, it's 2.5. The total is also 229.5. How would you attack this game?
Yeah, when you watch Zion, I really think that he's one of the most fun players to watch in the NBA. And looking at this game, I got a little bit excited because I'm going to be on the Pelicans here. I'll take them right on the money line as it gets closer to that plus 120. I think that that's a nice number to ride with the Pelicans. Look, 6 of their 9 wins this season have come at home. They get this matchup against the Sixers at home, potentially get CJ McCollum back. He said he's going to play. Not sure exactly how many minutes he would play, but I think besides McCollum, the defense has been really solid for the Pelicans, and that's the place I'm looking at in this game because they've been one of the best, if not the best team on the perimeter against the three. And when you look at out of these 5 losses for the Sixers, 3 of 5 have come when they've shot at 34, 35% or below from 3. I think tonight we see another lackluster performance from 3. And I'll take the Pelicans outright.
So Pelicans, very nice take there. Amags spreading his wings. You thought he was just all baseball. Now, we all know the counselor can do anything. So tonight in Toronto, the Raptors coming off a game last night where they didn't even score. Sia in the final, 3 or 4 minutes. They end up losing by 12. The under did come in barely. So Phoenix, they've been trending even without Bradley Beal. They're playing well. Devin Booker, game winner at Madison Square Garden, said he felt like he was part of history. So tonight they travel north of the border. 3.5 according to BetMGM. 225.5 is the total. Sia, talk to me.
This is an interesting spot for the Suns. I mean, I think it's definitely like a fade spot to consider, but I don't think the line is up enough. I think 3.5 is still good for the Suns. This line, I think, opened at 1.5 and went to 3, and it's 3.5 in some places as we see at BetMGM. I just think they're on too good of a run. Again, I think it's a tough spot for them when you just look at the mechanics of the travel and games that they're going to be getting up for, like at Madison Square Garden, coming off of that and then going to Toronto. But I still think 3.5 is too low. If this got to 4.5, I'd consider Toronto, but I'll take the Suns here.
All right. Little Suns, courtesy of Sia. Little lean. Remember, 4 more games on the slate tonight if you want all the simulations, any picks. Normally throughout the day, they kind of filter in there, but you can get them all right there at SportsLine. By the way, Brent in the chat is asking, when we get to 2024, are we bringing back the 10 a.m. show on the weekends? Brent, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. We know this, Monday through Friday, it'll still be 10 a.m. We'll have all the same show. All the guys will be here that you see right now. Then we'll have either at noon or 1, a full live hour on CBS Sports Network. That's the plan. We're not holding anything back. We're taking over in 2024. We just don't know the exact schedule yet, but thank you for asking. Now, tonight, 4 college basketball games on the docket that involve a ranked team. Duke is playing at Arkansas. You've got the ACC SEC Challenge. They are favored by 5.5 according to BetMGM. The total set at 149.5. That's one choice. Tennessee at North Carolina, battle of ranked teams. Number 10 against number 17. The spread is 2.5. North Carolina, they started to play better with their 3 games last week. Somewhere AB is just wanting to jump in with a pick. Now, number 14, Texas A&M at Virginia, 1.5. And Buffalo at number 22, James Madison, 22.5. So, Sia Nejad, let me start with you. Of these 4 games, where would you like to go?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I think the Duke-Arkansas game is the most interesting. I'll leave that for somebody else. We have Arkansas's leading scorer that's probably out for that game, but it's going to be a great home crowd for Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Speaking of home, I'll go home to James Madison University. Listen, minus 22.5, it's a gigantic number, but they're no stranger. If you look at their last win, they're no stranger to blowing out teams. Now, listen, they'll play some teams close too. It's not like this is a top 5 team by any means. But Buffalo also coming off a blowout loss too. They've got some blowouts on their resume in terms of being on the losing side. So I'm actually going to go with my ranked James Madison Dukes minus 22.5.
All right. It's a big number, but Buffalo plays 0 defense, and they just simply do not care. All right. In addition to my man, the guru, answering just question after question after question, look who's in the chat now. Our man Buckets, the mentee, is also there. So you have the mentor and the mentee in the chat. Any questions for them, put them in the chat. He'll answer them for you in real time. Why do you have to tell everybody what you're doing on Friday, Buckets? Do we have to know that you're moving on Friday? Guru, are you moving on Saturday? Can I get you a U-Haul truck? Can I get you a dolly? Can I get you anything? Damn. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
No, I'm not going anywhere, Coach. I'll be here giving out picks. Don't you worry about me.
Okay, no moving for the guru. We're all good. All right, but 2 of our best soccer cappers, in all seriousness, put them into the chat. Any questions you have, it's a big Champions League day today as well. So, Amags, let me come over to you. We got a James Madison from the homer the alumni, Sia Nejad. Where are you going?
Yeah, I was going to ride right with Sia when I saw these games come out. And you look at this James Madison team, 4-1-1 against the spread. They're facing a team that really has barely covered the spread at all this season. So I think even at 22.5, take them. Especially, I like betting these college games when you have teams at home. It's just something that I like to do. So I'll take JMU.
All right, I'm going to throw in and put up that Tennessee, North Carolina AB. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go -2.5. I don't even mind laying the -130 for the money line, because as we just talked about in basketball, you can have that late hit. Even when it's really good teams like this, it can go back and forth. But I really like what I saw from North Carolina last week in the tournament. So I'm going to take them on the money line at -130. All right. You guys ask all the time, and we have new people dropping in all the time. We want all of you to be a part of what we're doing every single day at SportsLine. So right here, right now, I'm going to do you a solid. You can get the Guru. You can get Buckets. You can get all my guys at SportsLine. There's a QR code. I'll give you 60% off the quarterly plan. Hey, it'd be a nice Christmas present for somebody. Just put a little thing into an envelope and say, hey, here's SportsLine for the next 3 months. I guarantee you they will lose their mind. It'll be the best Christmas present you could ever get. You can also go to sportsline.com/join and do that as well. So 3-month plan. There's 3 little circles. Don't hit the wrong one and then tweet at me. It doesn't work. It does. Justin Jackson says, hey, Guru, who are you picking for those college games? just throw one out. A&M, James Madison, Tennessee, Duke.
Back on mute. I will go for Tennessee. All over Tennessee. Looks good.
You're all over Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, all over. So you're going opposite me. That hurts. Not a lot, but it hurts. Opposite. All right.
Sorry, Coach.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
It was just the first thing I saw on the screen.
That's true. It's amazing, though. I just went over to England, as you guys know, how big all American sports are over there. Maybe not college basketball. Rebecca, we were just getting along so well.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's tough.
Yeah, she's kind of a teacher's pet. She knows AB's producing, so, she knew she'd get her name up there. We all know that. All right. So we've had the fun portion of the program. But you come here for our board. And our board today is going to start with Champions League, which is all over Paramount Plus. You can see every single game. 2 at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. The rest at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So, Guru, without further ado, you've been very patient. You've answered many questions, but I need to know not 1, but 2 plays today. You're up first.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, I've got 1 Champions League pick, and then I've got 1 for the weekend too. And I'm starting in Istanbul, where Galatasaray are taking on Manchester United. Galatasaray clinched the famous 3-2 victory over Man United when the teams met at Old Trafford last month. They have 7 goals in 4 Champions League matches so far, but they've conceded 9 times. That leaky defence really is their Achilles heel. Same story for Man United. Great going forward, weak at the back, 9 goals scored, 11 conceded. As such, these teams are 3rd and 4th respectively in their group, so they're not going through as things currently stand, but they could both still qualify. So I think they'll both be fired up for this game in Istanbul. Could witness another high-scoring one. So I've got both teams to score and over 2.5 goals together. And yeah, just looking ahead to the weekend, I had I had West Ham to beat Burnley last weekend, and I think they can maintain their winning streak. Odds of +100 on the Hammers to secure a home win against Crystal Palace look very attractive. They're up to 9th in the table. They've won their last 2 games. They've been strong at home this season. Palace are coming off a 2-1 loss to Luton, which is a very poor result. They lost 2 key players to injury, Cheick Doucouré and Eberi Ez, and they're going to be light in midfield when they face West Ham on the road. I think they're going to leave the London Stadium empty-handed. So West Ham money line +100. You might even be able to get +105 if you shop around for your odds. I think that looks like a great bet.
I think it's a fantastic bet. Now, that's the money line, to be clear. But not the draw no bet line, correct?
Correct. That's a straight money line win. Yeah.
All right. So for those of you new to soccer betting, there's a lot of you, that's the top line, and a draw you would lose. A draw you would lose. That's the difference between draw no bet and the money line. But you can get all of your information from the Guru or from Buckets if you join us at SportsLine. All right. So that's number one. That's the guru, always starting us off nicely. So where do I go next? Mikey B, I'm going to come over to you, big boy, because I can always count on you to find me a name, find me a game that I guarantee you I was not looking at, and you've done it once again. You're up.
All right, so I got 2 player props. First, we're going to go to the Clippers-Kings game. We're going to take Paul George over 9.5 rebounds and assists at -105. When he's healthy, he plays a ton. He's actually been healthy this season. He hasn't missed a game, averaging 35 minutes per game. Now, the Clippers have played 11 games with James Harden. Now, George had at least 10 combined rebounds and assists in 9 of those 11 games. The Kings just played last night in that thriller of a game. They're ranked inside the top half of the league in pace of play, so they might have some tired legs. So I think we get at least 10 rebounds and assists out of Paul George. Then we're going to go to the Grizzlies. We're going to take Desmond Bane over 23.5 points, also -105. He's only scored 19 combined points over the last 2 games. Even with that, he's averaging 23.6 points per game for the season. The Grizzlies have been decimated by injuries. That's allowed Bane to post a career-high 29.3% usage rate. Now, he's facing the Jazz. The Jazz have played at the 11th fastest pace in the league. They have the 5th worst defensive rating. When he faced them in Memphis earlier this season, Bane scored 37 points. This is a great bounce-back spot for him. So we're going to take the over 23.5 points for Desmond Bane.
How has the market treated the Grizzlies? Because it seems like forever ago since we've seen Ja Morant, who continues to serve his suspension. Do you think it's going to change a lot once he comes back?
Yeah, especially with the injuries they have right now. I mean, they don't have Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard's out, Xavier Tillman's missed a lot of time. Obviously, Steven Adams out for the season, no Brandon Clark. So they've had so many injuries. Guys like Santi Aldama, they're putting props up for him. He's averaging over 18 points, I believe, over the last 6 games. So, yeah, you're seeing a lot of guys that you probably wouldn't see props on are actually getting them posted just because the Grizzlies don't have enough healthy guys.
Hashtag educate and entertain, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag knowledge is power. This is why you watch live. Hashtag it pays to watch live. Now, unless I'm going crazy, Amags decided to put the hat on. Any particular reason, sir, that you decided to put the hat on?
For me has not been great over the last few weeks. I saw a couple comments in the chat saying I lost my antenna, that the hat was my antenna. So I had to throw it on. I want to look clear, have my tape come out, looking good, sounding good. So hopefully this has fixed the issue.
I don't know if it's fixing the issue or not.
Oh no, I thought it fixed the issue.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get there though. It's a work in progress. But I do know this before you go. So many people ask me all the time, where do we make these incredible bets? Well, I'm going to tell you right here, right now, because right now we're working a meeting today with BetMGM because they're so proud of all of you. But we still have more work to do. New BetMGM customers can sign up today and get $200 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10, and you will receive $200 instantly in bonus bets, regardless of your wager's outcome with bonus code EDGE200. That is bonus code EDGE200. And I would never lie to you. I'm telling you, we have some really exciting things coming for you today. They've been incredible to work with, and they're very excited to move forward, as are we. All right, Amags, you look clear. You sound clear. What do you got for us today?
All right, let's do this quick so we can hopefully be done with it. First play, I looked at the same game I analyzed earlier. Joel Embiid under 11.5 rebounds. When I've looked at the matchup against Jonas Valanciunas, he's actually, over the last 3 times they've matched up, he's gone under this number. It's been really high with the scoring in terms of points when he faces him, but much lower on the rebounds than normal. So I'm going to take under 11.5 tonight. And then secondly, I'm going to look a little bit ahead to tomorrow, and I'm going to go with Tony Pollard over 59.5 run yards in the Thursday night game. Am I still there? Am I still good?
You're here. I don't know about good, but you are here.
Oh, no.
It's okay. We're going to get this fixed. We got Tony Pollard. I tell you what, we're going to help you out. Sia, I know you also were on this play, correct? Just talk to this one, and then I'll re-tee.
Yeah, I have this on SportsLine as of yesterday afternoon. I love where Amag's head is at because Tony Pollard, if you look at him over the season, especially if you're a fantasy owner of Tony Pollard, you're like, man, it's just not been a good season. And by the way, you're right. But if you look at the last 4 or 5 games, his explosive run rate, his efficiency, it's way up. And oh, by the way, he gets a Seattle defense that is not good against the run. Again, if you look at the entire season, Seattle's defense looks okay against the run. But if you look at the last 4 or 5 games, they've really regressed. And so I think it's a really good opportunity in a likely very positive game script for the Cowboys. Their backup running back that we're all a little fearful of, Rico Dowdle, he has an ankle injury. He played last week, but he only played a handful of snaps. And again, I think that ankle injury is persisting. So given that this is a Thursday game, it's likely he only plays a few snaps this time too, because he's going to have the extra rest going into next Sunday. So I think Tony Pollard gets the lion's share of the carries. I think we got to notice that his efficiency is up 61.5, 59.5, wherever you get it. I think he's going to smash this. I honestly think this line probably should be 63.5 or 64.5. And I'd play it that high. I probably wouldn't play it any higher than that, but I don't think it's going to go higher than that. In some markets, it's already at 62.5. Again, that's fine.
Because you guys move lines. A gentle reminder, excuse me, that all of the picks on the show, all of them, you can get at least an hour before the show if you're a SportsLine member. And sometimes that hour can make the difference in a point, a half a point. And you know, in football, that every half point matters. We're absolutely blaming AB for all of Amag's issues. 100%.
Amags looks perfectly clear now, Coach.
I know now when he's not talking, he's fantastic.
It's amazing.
Maybe it's the I don't know. But we're gonna get there because we love you and you're a big part of what we do. So don't even sweat it, Amags. Don't even sweat it. Now, I kind of rearranged how we went in the show today because the other day we had a very astute person in the chat as I was trying to look for a way to brand this portion of the show as some of our people are changing. And I think we landed on the right thing. So I want to see how this lands before we do all the work of getting a graphic and music and all that fun stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at that time in the show. It is time for our closing argument. Sia Nejad. Oh, yeah.
May it please.
Yeah, that felt good. Did that feel good to you?
May it please the court, Your Honor, members of the jury, Sia Nejad on behalf of the prosecution. I've got the Pelicans first half. This is kind of an obscure play in a sense because it's first 5 Sia, first half Sia. We're going to do first half here plus 1.5 in this Pelicans game that we've already talked about a little bit. Listen, I agree with Amags. I think this is a game where the Pelicans can come out and win, and I like the Pelicans plus 2.5, maybe even on the money line. But I really like how the Pelicans, are playing, but specifically at home. Amags mentioned that too. And also in the first halves, when I go back and I look at their first halves, they've really been dominant in their home games in the first half. And by the way, I don't think that's a random trend. I think that's coaching. I think that's execution coming out of the locker room to start the game. So I like the Pelicans first half here. You can get it at plus 1.5 in some markets. You can get them money line in other markets at like a plus 104, plus 110 price. In this case, I don't mind if you only have that option and you don't have the plus 1.5. I don't mind the money line here, but I'm going to always kind of defer to the points when the juice is minus 115, minus 120 or lower. I do want to point out that the Sixers are in kind of a tough spot here because, I think they're in a tough spot. They're coming off that massive Lakers win, and they've kind of got a look-ahead spot. Now they have to travel, of course, but they've got a look-ahead spot because they go to Boston after this game. So I think this could be one of those games where they just kind of go through the motions. And by the way, CJ McCollum, in my opinion, he's likely back tonight. He's been listed as questionable, but everything I'm seeing looks like he's going to be back. So I think that helps our case pretty dramatically. Again, Pelicans very good at home, very good in first halves. The Sixers in a kind of a weird spot coming off that big game and going into a big game after this one. Give me the Pelicans first half plus 1.5. Did
you guys notice how he stayed in character the entire take, even at the end saying it helps our case? Not just it helps our case. I'll ask you one very simple question. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. By the way, counselor, they're loving it. Absolutely. The chat loves it. They do have some suggestions, however. Like when we're doing the graphic that I know right now, AB in his head is trying to figure out, what am I going to do? Law and Order is the one I'm getting the most. Dun, 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 dun. Like we can't sing it, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe add that to the graphic. But I know this is there you go, AB. That's what I'm talking. What do you think, counselor? This is your thing. This is your spot.
Yeah, I don't mind that sound. There's another sound effect from another law show that I Can't remember which show it is, but it would be perfect to start off the segment. I'll have to do some research on it.
All right, do some research. You guys are amazing in the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. I saw that AB wrote that the people from BetMGM said you guys were the best because they're with a lot of shows. He's not lying. I mean, they are blown away. And Brent, I saw your statement in the chat. Tell them to do something for existing customers. What do you think today's meeting is for? That's all we're talking to them about. And they agree, and they want to move forward. So all of you that are already playing with BetMGM, we're going to do more. I tell you that all the time. But it takes meetings, it takes approval, and it takes a lot of people being involved. But we're doing the work behind the scenes so we can be ready for February because of all of you. 2 shows a day. I can't thank you enough. All right. All those incredible messages at the bottom of the screen. So grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here's the recap, courtesy of my man AB on the 1s and the 2s. Sia Nejad, 1 play today. Pelicans first half plus 1.5, minus 115. As always, follow his plays at SportsLine. The Guru, 1 play today. Galatasaray, Man United, both teams to score and over 2.5, minus 125. That brings the number down, adding that over 2.5. West Ham, that game's on the weekend, money line. It's never too early to beat the number in the English Premier League. Then Amags, Joel Embiid, under 11.5 rebounds tonight against the Pelicans. Tony Pollard, over 59.5 rush yards. Shop around for the best number. That is Thursday Night Football as Seattle comes to Dallas. Then Mikey B, 2 props tonight. Paul George, over 9.5 rebounds and assists, minus 105. And Desmond Bain of the Grizzlies, over 23.5 points, minus 105. Making sure we got to everybody. Thank you to Buckets for hanging out in the chat as he always does. Oh, if he only knew what Benny Hill was. Hell, if any of the chat knew what Benny Hill was, I would be absolutely amazed. Do not forget, later today, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be live right here, same channel, with our college football championship week mega preview. You do not want to miss that. So many big games in college football to shape what the college football playoff is going to be. Then next week, we'll be off. But then the week after that, we'll do our big college football bowl special on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But in the meantime, be kind to one another. Pay it forward. When you're at work today and you want to yell at somebody, don't do it. Just bring them back to the party. That way you guys can have something to talk about at work. Get a TV at your desk. Get an iPad. Get ready for February. It's all about preparation and understanding this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Excuse me. For my entire crew, love them all. Guru, Counselor, Amags. Did I forget anybody? Buckets, Mikey B, the whole crew. I am simply the coach, AB on the 1s and the 2s, trying to keep this train on said track. Sometimes easier said than done. We grind for you every single day so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.